Hey guys, we are back. It's the ESL Heroes Spring Qualifier, the final one to qualify for North American Regionals. I'm Gillyweed, this is Zoya, and we have another draft!
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just look at that after that noise. I'm not sure what that was. Wow, this is going fast. And it's going to be 2ARC versus King of Blades Alpha, guys, as Elevate will be dropping down to play against THC White. Hopefully they can get everything squared away so they can play that game.
Well, this is moving pretty quickly. 2ARC with that first pick on Falstad. Jaina Zagara picked up from King of Blades Alpha, getting two really powerful casters. 2ARC going to respond with Kael'thas. A lot of early picks up on damage here. I kind of like the ban out of ETC.
Me too.
It puts it into a really awkward situation where, depending on how the mid-tier drafts go, I have no idea what warriors we're going to be seeing picked up from these teams.
I know. It's nuts. I'm really excited about that. Okay, so they're looking at Kael'thas, Zagara, and Jaina going to be the choices of damage. So a lot of focus on damage because of that, knowing that they're probably going to have to fight for those support and warriors in the later game. I wonder if 2ARC will still pick up a warrior, though, here. Because otherwise they could really have trouble, because there'll be two sets of bans and two picks for King of Blades before 2ARC are able to actually contest any warriors. But if they've got, if they're, just wanting to play Tyrael or something, then...
No.
No?
Don't do that. 2ARC. Yeah, I'm curious. It's really good thing to bring up because I have no idea what the plan could be with the ETC ban. I mean, Warriors are in such an interesting spot right now where, the only ones that are really good, really at the top of the meta right now is Stitches and ETC. And with Stitches being banned out this tournament, ETC falling off, or with Murden changes, he is still a decent warrior, but he's fallen down to more of the Joanna tier.
Yeah.
So no surprise with ETC being banned, not seeing a single warrior be picked up as early. 2ARC dipping really deep in their time bowl here to figure out what they want exactly, and they're having Joanna right now. Whoa, was not respecting the Leoric though.
Okay, so Leoric, the pickup. It is Infernal Shrines, so that's going to be nice. They have both Kael'thas and Leoric, great at clearing out those skeletal defenders on the shrines. King of Blades now with a ban. Can't ban them out of a warrior, but may be able to do so versus a second one if that's what 2ARC wanted to run, or looks like it will be Zeratul. I was going to say maybe they would look at support bans, but... that seems to be what 2ARC is doing, as they're looking at either Tacet or Tyrande right now.
Well, we'll see what they want to do. Zeratul does get banned out. Great melee assassin, Void Prison, really powerful in any situation. 2ARC potentially denying the Tyrande, where they seem to like it a bit. Oh, they're going to go with a morale spin, maybe?
Okay.
They do ban the morales, okay. I kind of like that. Just trying to deny really good, consistent heals from Morales.
It's Dark Chimera, too. I'm pretty sure we've seen him play
Yes.
a lot of Morales. So these teams in the lobby seemed very familiar with each other. It seems like they've scrummed each other quite a bit, or at least have played each other a lot because they were joking around and stuff. So they do know each other and know who to target for these bans.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what these guys want to do. King of Blade Alpha, definitely the dark horse as of late, in my opinion. Really dislike this, though, if they're going to pick Malfurion. And they do. Malfurion is in such a weak spot right now when it comes to his position and the support. I would honestly put him as potentially the weakest support in the game right now. I would put Brightwing a little higher than him with just how consistent not only AoE damage is, but with how consistent of a pick Falstad is. And I know it's going to be weird to say or hear that with AoE damage being really prevalent right now, Malfurion is bad with that, but with the nerfs to Tranquility and the need to go talents like Ice Block at level 13, it's so greedy to go Life Seed that Malfurion's healing just isn't enough right now.
Yeah.
And then there's a Thrall too. Thrall, another hard counter to Malfurion, and with the Kael'thas, Falstad or Thrall just do so good versus Malf, and then with Kael'thas as well for the AoE damage, it's going to be tough. This is a tough draft for King of Blade Alpha to make work, especially with the Lunara. That's such a late game hero, probably the most late game hero, maybe next to Asmodan.
Yeah. It's interesting, too, because they're picking Malf right into a Leoric on top of Falstad and Thrall. So, if they do have to go Ice Block and Leoric goes for Entomb and they all just bear down on Malfurion and take him out, you know, because he feels like he needs to take Life Seed to try to deal with the heals coming out from Kael'thas, that's going to be a really dead Malfurion. King of Blades have one last pick. By the way, it is going to be Tyrande solo support for Tuark.
I like it. Malf is not going to keep anyone alive through that damage. It doesn't matter who's there. It doesn't matter if they're there as 5 or 3. If Tyrande is there with Hunter's Mark and the Winter Flare Follow-Up, for the many CCs that they have, Gravity Lapse and Sundering and the Wolves from Thrall, that target's dead. There's no saving it at all.
All right.
Even Joanna can be punished by this composition. It's not just the CC that's great. There's so much raw damage that just comes out from this team.
Yep, Joanna's going to be the final pick for King of Blades Alpha. We'll see if they're able to still make that Malfurion work. They do have a potential for zoning people out with Devouring Maw. So if they can get a really good Maw and then in that amount of time take someone out, because it is just solo Tyrande support, you know, they can try to get her away from the fight or catch her out of position, then they might be able to swing fights into their favor. But with the idea of Mighty Gust as well as Sundering to be able to zone people away, if something like that happens and allow their team to disengage, I think I might have a hard time trying to actually catch somebody out like that.
Yeah, we'll see how it's going to play out here. Luckily, it is Inferno Shrines. This is the map that we see Lunara on the most. And you know, we see, you know, what is it, the level 7 talent that does the increased damage versus Mercs. The auto attacks just one-shot the minions.
For Lunara?
For Lunara, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't one-shot them necessarily, but the dot eventually will kill them off. So we've seen that, you know, you just auto-attack each minion once, and eventually the dot will secure the kill. If they can make it to late game, and which you usually can on this map, maybe they'll have a chance. It's just, I'm really worried about that mouth pick. It can get punished so hard.
And we aren't on Infernal Shrines, so if you are constantly behind, you basically see yourself at every single shrine being down a talent tier and having to make hard choices between trying to fight into the enemy team, down that talent tier into the shrines, or giving up yet another Punisher after Punisher after Punisher and just trying to push maybe in another lane and take down some towers or forts. Just do whatever you can to get back into the game. But because the Punishers do take a long time to scale up and, you know, do a lot of damage to the structures themselves, that may be a potential for them for having more of a late game composition.
Well, guys, we are loading into game number 1 of this best of 3 series. Loser moves on, or winner moves on to the winners finals, where they're just one step closer to qualifying for that North American regionals, which is coveted by all 8 of these teams. Tuark going up against King of Blades Alpha. We'll see who's going to come out on top here on Infernal Shrines.
The loading screen has started. We'll be there very soon. In the blue, we are going to have King of Blades Alpha. Tuark will be on the red side, which I believe, yes, was where they were on the last game too. So, have a little consistency there.
So close. So close to being loaded in Gilly. This is the hardest part about casting, is watching the screen.
I know. There's
Just
nothing to talk about.
Want it to be ready. Zagara, Frozen X, you're ruining Christmas, man. Oh my gosh, guys,
Here we
are
go!
finally here in the game. Raise your dongers, drop the kappas, and get silly for the Gilly, because here on the left-hand side of the map, it is going to be King of Blades Alpha, Collusion playing the Joanna, Talking Trees on Jaina, Frozen X on Zagara, Tomster on Lunara, and rounding out the team is going to be Dark Chimera playing Malfurion.
And if you need a lawyer, call my friend Zoya, because over here in the red we have Tuark. That wasn't a very good transition at all, but it's fine. We've got Crowan playing Thrall, Sunshine on Leoric, Tiger JK playing Falstad, LZ Gamer, who will be playing Tyrande, and finally Traitor will be playing Kael'thas. So in this case, we do actually have the support player Tiger JK playing Falstad this time, and LZ Gamer will be playing that support Tyrande.
Yeah, changing it up quite a bit here. LZ, actually, we do see Collusion coming over. Big Condemn Root Blizzard combo. That's a lot of damage going down on the Sunshine and Tiger JK. Luckily, it was those two heroes that were caught in it, as both of them having the escape, Wraithwalk and Barrel Roll. So, really avoiding that fight there. Good burst coming out from King of Blades Alpha, and we'll have to see where these guys want to end up going. Should be Thrall and Zagara headed up to that top lane. Sunshine getting punished really early, man. Leoric, he's not as tanky as he used to be. The scaling changes affect him quite a bit, where the damage is just enough to secure early kills like that. You cannot be greedy with your positioning on him.
Yeah, and especially until you have Hardened Bones at level 4 to give you the reduced damage taken when you're in the Wraithwalk form, where you can kind of tank abilities like that. Team starting to spread out into the lanes. We do have the big mid-bottom rotation coming in from King of Blades Alpha. Meanwhile, it's Thrall versus Zagara in normal fashion even, as the rest of 2ARK are going to rotate up to the mid. So they're a little bit behind on these rotations, only slightly, and if they can catch somebody out, they do have a lot of potential to do so. That'll be one way to kind of get on top of these rotations.
We do see that. Good job so far from King of Blades. They're definitely leading the charge here, which gives them an advantage. They can potentially rotate in front of 2ARK to catch them out of position and go for kills, and potentially do pressure to structure as well. Nice poke coming out from Thompster here. He does get a little bit of a dot damage onto each of those heroes. Top lane, we have Thrall versus Zagara. Frozenix doing a decent job of contesting this, but looks like the Shrine will be at the top side of the map, and this is what I was just talking about, using the advantage you have in rotations to potentially cut off the other team and try and get a kill, as they did put pressure on the Sunshine.
Yeah, they were doing a really good job, too, of throwing down like a Tangling Roots in that vent, anything that they possibly could to try to slow down their rotation. Either they force them to miss out on the wave of minions, or they get a nice pick from somebody being out of position or forced to kind of move through that. But both teams about to have level 4, as 2ARK are about to grab that. King of Blades Alpha already have, and they're going to be the first ones to start on this, picking up this Mortar Punisher.
We do see here that King of Blades Alpha first in position. Going to do a good job of controlling this so far. Let's see if they can try and force the fight right now. Looks like 2ARK is more focused on clearing up creep, which helps out a lot. Allows you to reposition yourself just a little bit safer. Talking Tree's taking a little bit of light damage here. Toms are trying to get in range, but it's just so scary to do so. It's so easy to punish a Lunara, but he's doing actually a really good job of poking down 2ARK and getting a nice advantage because of that. But now the minions are being controlled here by 2ARK. They're currently, and this is what I'm talking about, Lunara, if she gets too far ahead, but wow, Toms with the sick jukes, and a great turnaround onto Tyrande. He's going to be the first to fall in this fight, and that's going to be the death of Thrall as well. Wraithwalk used by Sunshine to get behind the wall. Talking Trees does not end up falling. Thompster is the most aggressive Lunara I have ever seen. The fact that he is still alive just blows my mind.
Thompster and Talking Trees do have to go back, though, so that is a little bit of a win for 2ARK, because they won't have the full force of people working on this Punisher. But even still, King of Blades did a really good job of poking down some of these minions anyway, and they're far ahead of grabbing this Shrine and should be able to secure the first Punisher of the game and start pushing a little bit with it. With the first Punisher, generally it's not very strong, so you might just get a couple of people pushing with it and everyone else go back into lane. And we already see that. Lunara and Jaina, who had gone back earlier, already back into the lane and making sure they don't miss out on that split soak.
Well, the Punisher is pushing here in the mid lane. It does get cleared up very quickly. I mean, early Punishers don't tend to do often. Looks like they're just barely going to be able to get this front wall as a Collusion being collapsed upon. Nice use of Iron Skid to avoid the gravity lapse, and that will be him living just fine. Let's level 7. It's almost here for King of Blades. We'll to see what they plan on doing with it. Thompster soaking that bottom lane. Camp being taken here by Talking Trees and Dark Chimera. Falsehead flies down to the bottom as well. And level 7 is here. It's not going to be cleanse, despite the CCs. We're going to be seeing Enduring Growth instead.
Yeah, that extra 6 seconds is so key to try to heal people back up from if they've taken a bunch of damage too. And it'll be nice to have that, but unfortunately, like you said, there's no cleanse for the Gravity Lapse or the Feral Spirit or the Lunar Flare. So they're really going to have to watch their positioning and make sure that they are avoiding those by standing behind minions and making sure that they're in the right position. Otherwise, they could run into a lot of trouble. On the other side, we do have, it looks like Lunar Blaze. So Tyrande wanting to make sure she has the range upgrade for Lunar Flare, not going for battle momentum, even though it would mean having healing abilities up more. But they do have Empower, so if they can get a good hit on the Pierce with the Sentinel, they still will be reducing abilities that way. And it's much more important that she can stay safe, but still be able to capitalize on other stuns by throwing out her own.
Well, level 8 advantage right now for King of Blades. Tiger JK trying to trade out with Thompson. He does slightly come out on top there, but Johanna going to fall in the mid. Nice kill there from Tuark, securing their first kill of the game. And the next shrine should be spawning soon. Still about a half-level lead here for Elevate. Excuse me, King of Blades, as they are heading into level 9. Going to be a nice advantage they have going, getting closer to 10. Root not connecting with Tiger JK. Dark Chimera being very aggressive, though. And that's what I like seeing in Mouse, is just an aggressive Malfurion player.
Yeah, doing whatever you can, just try to push people back and maybe even catch them with the entangling roots. But the next shrine is about to spawn. Just slight experience advantage for King of Blades. Losing Johanna when they were trying to invade the camp was a bit unfortunate for them, as they gave up a little bit of that lead. But they're starting to move in and pick up this Punisher. Could be in trouble. Trader coming in. Entangling roots, though, does grab Trader and keep him from being able to go in and throw more damage onto Talking Trees.
Well, almost level 10 Gilly, so close to those heroics, and because they're this close, I don't know if Tuark can contest. There's a Sunshine getting very low. Talking Trees doing an amazing combo, but gets punished for it by LZ Gamer and Trader. Sunshine going to be the next to fall in this fight. Collusion going to go down as well, and then with that being a 4 versus 3, I think this might be turned around. Tomster's trying to poke them down. Toronto going to have difficulty without Shadowsuck of keeping alive these guys alive through the Lunara poke, but they're so close to level 10 themselves. Dark Chimera looking to re-engage here. Frozen X trying to get more minutes. It's 18 to 21 right now, and Jaina is already back alive. Johanna headed back over as well. Sunshine doing a good job of zoning out so far. Thompson being poked down by... Ooh, nice dodge there. That would have been really bad for Dark Chimera. The damage is still coming out. LZ does get the stun there. That shows you the increased range helps a lot. Gushies from Tiger JK. Maw, they do come out of it at the last second. That's going to be the death of Malfurion and Jaina. Falsehead gets picked off from Topster, just showing you the burst that does come out of Lunara. Wraithrock used to reposition themselves, and I think this should be Tuark's fight, but Trader getting so very low. Can LZ get one last heal off on them? And they do end up saving them. It's a 2-for-2 exchange in this current fight, and will it end up actually going over to King of Blades?
Yeah, I mean, the Warrior is still up on this side for King of Blades Alpha, and Leoric is still not quite back in yet. Gravity Labs has to come in to help make sure they can disengage, and with that, they should get caught back up on the shrine. But the tapping of the well, actually, Crone and Trader have to go all the way back, so that is a lot of time. Enough that King of Blades should be able to pick this up. It's going to be fairly close as Sunshine is back, but Trader is still there, or Tomster, to help them get the final few minions needed and get another Punisher.
Level 11 to level 11 here. We'll see what King of Blades can do with this push.
Did you see the Pyro? I like that versus Malf.
I like Pyro a lot in this situation. I agree completely. No way to save either target, any of the targets they throw it on. Lunara, Zagara, Jaina, doesn't matter. All three of them are going to take a... you have to be really careful with their positioning and mindful of that. I'm curious as to, I think this situation has to go Ice Block. If Malfurion doesn't go Ice Block,
Yeah.
Pyroblast is just like a great target versus him as well. So,
And we'll see it on Jaina too, very likely.
yes, absolutely, you have to go it. I mean, the new Pyro, yes, it is an extremely long cooldown, but it can chunk, especially versus a hero like Lunara, who has one of the smallest HP pools in the game.
Heroic abilities. Besides that, we have into Mighty Gust, Shadowstalk, and Sundering. For Tuark, King of Blades are... they have Water Elemental, Devouring Maw, Blessed Shield, Thornwood Vine, and Tranquility for Malfurion, and they're trying to pick up level 13. Both teams very close in experience. The bottom fort will get taken out, and there goes the Entomb, though, onto Collusion.
You have a lot of damage go down to him. Iron Skin popped very early here. Blessed Shield used. Falset does fly in, but gets zoned out by Talking Trees. And the front line of Tuark is taking a lot of damage, and they have to disengage.
But Tranquility was used, and that's really important. That's a very long cooldown, still 90 seconds until it will be back. And depending when the next Shrine phase is, they may not have that for the first part and can't be quite as aggressive versus Tuark. But they're doing a good job clearing up the bruisers. They weren't pushing during a Shrine phase, and that's nice. They still have the potential to grab their own and have those pushing during the Shrine phase, and especially because Tuark have to respond to these bottom Khazra. And that's a bit of time that they should be able to rotate up and pick that up. Johanna's starting to head there now, and yes, they will be able to grab that.
We're going to get that level 13 here first. Ice Block, so important from these two heroes. Still, though, I don't know how you handle these engagements. I mean, Kel'Thas, if he plays safe enough, it's going to be so far back. You know, it's going to be tough for, like, Johanna to get in range to interrupt it with Blessed Shield. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to survive versus Pyroblast. I really, really like the pickup coming out from Tuark, because it's going to be a struggle to deal with, for sure.
Yeah. We also have Burning Rage on Leoric, and I like when you know that you're going after the squishy backline heroes, picking that up instead of trying to get Crushing Hope for tank killing, as now he can just like get into the backline and do a little bit extra damage that Malph's going to have trouble trying to deal with. And he's already up into the Shrine. This will be our first Arcane Punisher of the game. Both teams level 13. We'll see who gets to pick it up.
Starting to contest it as well as they can. Sunshine taking a lot of damage. Leoric, a very squishy warrior, and with only LZ as their heals, he's having difficulty keeping himself alive. Sunshine kiting back as well as he can to reposition himself, keeping himself topped off. Minion count 29-6 still in favor of King of Blades, and they're on position to get more of them. Tuark does go for a well tap, and I feel like they're going to try and force the fight right now, but it might be a little too late. 37 minions have been cleaned up. Killusion trying to get the last few of them, and that is going to be another Punisher going over to King of Blades.
You know, even without Nature's Culling for Tomster, because he did still pick up Wild Vigor more for the... I mean, it does increase basic attacks just in general, but for team fights it can be really great, and in conjunction with Unfair Advantage too. So they're definitely not looking at having that, but they're still having no problem in cleaning up those shrines. They've picked up every single Punisher in this game thus far, and that is going to net them another fort.
Yep, that's a pretty big advantage so far. King of Blades doing a great job so far of controlling the map. Still one fort stands for Tuark. All three forts are currently still healthy and standing for King of Blades. They're just completely controlling this game so far, not letting Tuark get a single grasp of this map. But here comes Sunshine coming in. Will he get the Entomb down? Wraithrock has been used. He's going to try and get Malfurion. He is inside of it. Tranquility hasn't been popped or Ice Block just yet. And Entomb was used, but no follow-up at all from Tuark.
Nice patience from Dark Chimera not to use that. It looked very scary, but the rest of the team was not quite into position to be able to follow that up. And immediately King of Blades sprang into action. They set up just in case they were going to come in, and that's great that they still have that very long cooldown if they need it, if they get engaged on somewhere else. I also really liked up in the... I forgot what I was going to say. Dang it. I had a good point, but never mind.
It was a great point, Gilly. I know it was.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Level 16 almost here, Gilly, for King of Blades. And this is when Lunara really starts hitting hard. This is when her poke is just really tough to deal with any healer. And I'm really nervous as how well LZ Gamer is going to be able to keep his team up alive through this kind of poke. At level 16, we're seeing Tenacious Roots as well on Malf. What happened?
Fight in the mid. Kael'thas goes down, Crone goes down, but man, the story of that was Talking Trees with an amazing ice block right as Sundering came out. He was getting chunked so hard, and to be able to throw that out in the nick of time was exactly what they needed. Still, by the way, Tranquility not used their Tomster, now going after Tiger JK, takes a bunch of damage. This aggressive Lunara pays off once again as they take out Falstad. And just like that, the Shrine is about to activate.
And with this fort falling, it doesn't matter where the Immortal spawns. All three keeps are now going to be the pushing point. And I love the cap of this Bruiser camp here. This forces Tuark to have to respond to it. They have to clear up this Bruiser camp, or it'll take that keep. It'll just straight up take that keep. And that's why immediately you see LZ Gamer rotating up there to clean it up. I mean, even if they have to give up a punish for it. Losing the Bruiser camp on this map does more siege damage than the Punisher. So even if you have to give up the map objective here, clearing that is more important by far.
They do more siege than the siege camp, even. Like, they're the very strong camp. And that's the point that I was actually going to make earlier, was that I loved that they had that timed. Even though the Shrine was in the top lane, and that's where the Bruiser camp was pushing, still the fact that Tuark had to respond to that and clear that up put King of Blades into the position where they were ahead in the skeletal defenders, and then from there they were able to just like slowly clear it up while zoning away the rest of the members of Tuark. Once again, they are ahead in the Shrine. We'll see if they're able to pick up yet another Punisher. Talking Trees watching out for the Tiger JK flank, who is trying to go after them. LZ Gamer taking a bunch of damage. Water Elemental comes back to slow down Tiger JK, but for now, and not going to continue on the chase. They're really just way more focused on picking up this map objective.
Trying to reposition themselves. They're looking for that engagement. Frozen X very low in the backline, but the Entomb does go down. There's the Sundering as well. And King of Blades is pretty split up right now, and this might be a problem. Pyroblast goes on the Tomster. I don't think it's going to be enough to keep him alive. Oh, just barely. Pyroblast was not able to secure that kill. Good heals coming out from Frozen X.
That was so low. Like, what do? You just like hope that Tranquility heals you back up in time.
And go,
yeah.
You just hope that you don't die.
Pray.
Really good job. It was almost scary there for King of Blades because they were disgustingly poorly split to the point that the Gus was almost perfectly aimed from Malfurion, that he was isolated from Kael'thas, isolated from the Lunara. It was just surprising that not a single person died on the end of King of Blades.
Now, a lot of times from Leorix, we see a lot of renewed swings these days at level 16, but this one is still Consume Vitality, realizing that he needs the self-sustain as that solo warrior Leoric with just a solo support Tyrande. The heals are going to have to go down on, like, Thrall, who will be up right in front. Here comes Tiger JK with the flight, pushes in, but he does only get Johanna, and the rest of the team is quickly going to take out Falstad. Entomb goes down, Devouring Maw is going to pull Thrall into it. In the meantime, Tyrande is going to go down, but so does Johanna, but they're keeping this up. Another one goes down. Sunshine will fall. Trader is massively slowed from the poisons from Tomster, and that will be it. They're going to move in. Yikes.
What an ambitious fly-in from Falstad. I mean, that guy was just trying to make a statement. Tiger JK getting punished hard for that. Now, 20 seconds on Leoric. Now, Dark Hammer is pretty but there's still a decent amount of time here. They might be able to do at least some serious core damage. With having 20 advantage, they might actually be able to go for it. Healing Ward is down. Tranquility has been popped. They're going for it, Gilly. This is going to be really close. You got 7 seconds of Falstad. Actually, it looks like that's going to be it. Game number 1. Sunshine trying his hardest, but I don't think it's going to matter. It's going to go on over. The Mighty Gust does come out there. They're trying to
Ice Block is great.
And yeah, that's going to be it. Game number 1 goes over to King of Blades Alpha.
Woo, that flight. Well,
Hashtag NA Falstad, people.
were they just... Were King of Blades not 20 yet? Maybe they just like really knew they needed to get a fight in before Storm Talents were picked up.
What do you mean, when?
When he flew in.
Oh, I don't know. There's no justifying why he flew like that. There's no logic behind it. You cannot be like, they wanted to force a fight before 20. No. That was...
I think that's probably what they were trying to do, but they didn't have any keeps down. So it wasn't like
what they were thinking,
a live or
the
die.
The position of the fly was just crazy.
Okay, well, anyway, GG's to King of Blades Alpha, who will win this. It is a best of 3, so they still need to win another game. I'm already getting invited in the game. These guys are ready to go.
Well, quick break, guys, and when we get back, game number 2. Stay tuned.
Hi, friends. Welcome back. I hope that the mic issue is fixed, but I'll be watching to see if it's still a problem. Sorry about that. It's weird because I turned it down after the first game and it like just turned itself back up even though the levels didn't change. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, Zoya, what do you think of that last game?
Oh, Twitch chat is cracking me up, man.
Why is that?
Someone said that Falstad, when flying in, screamed, "Witness me!" Oh, man. That was an interesting game. I mean, I think King of Blades right now is my current dark horse going into regionals, if they do qualify. They are the rate they're improving at is almost dumb. They're like getting so much, like they were really unimpressive, like shockingly unimpressive at Esports Arena. And here, I mean, like through the last few weeks, what I've been seeing them play, not only they entered the Storm qualifiers, but throughout all of these qualifiers, their games are not that bad. And you know, it's been
High
about
praise.
a month and a half since then, so they're really starting to improve. I'm really curious to see what like their growth will be over the next few months.
Speaking of growth, we almost have a completed draft as they are flying through this. So let's check out what we have so far. King of Blades with first pick, first ban. And so far they have Rhaegar, Tassadar, Muradin. Really looked like an Illidan game, so I understand the Illidan ban from 2 Arc that we saw in the second half.
Oh, the draft started.
Yeah, do you have the link?
I don't
Oh.
actually.
Okay.
You talked about Illidan, and I was like, huh. Well, there's the draft. Oh, we're pretty deep into it, Gilly. Cool.
Yeah, we're pretty much done.
So bans Zeratul Falstad. So far, the composition from King of Blades Alpha. They do get that Rhaegar, Tassadar, Muradin, Rhaegar not disregarded this time.
Do you know what? I'm holding you in lower regard.
Oh my goodness, I'm tilted.
After how many times I've had to endure that joke. 2 Arc.
That was beautiful.
Jaina, Zagara, Uther, ETC thus far.
Well,
This is like just flying through.
yeah. Vala here. No, a little bit surprised to see her. There's a lot of good damages still available. Thrall on the table. Lunara, Greymane, both still up. Vala is great on this map, though, at contesting tributes, having multiple ways to stall it out. And there's going to be the Thrall. So they have a really actually, if they do go with the Thrall, this is a really good poke comp. Muradin, Tassadar, Vala, Thrall, and even Rhaegar with the new Feral Lunge can get in and poke away. Will it be Sonya instead? They're thinking real hard on it. I like the Thrall the most out of everything they've covered for their last pick.
Yeah. It's so funny because the Rhaegar, Tassadar, Muradin as the first definitely prompts an Illidan ban. You have to ban that. And so I like that from 2 Arc. But now it's like, okay, what do they still pair with? It looks like it's going to be Greymane. We could potentially see them play it more of like an aggressive style, melee assassin, because they have the Tassadar. They have the Rhaegar shields. If they can get Rising Storm at 16, then if they can keep Greymane in that fight, he's going to be right on top of people, especially with Razor Swipe and his mobility there. And that could do a lot of damage in those fights. But the trick is, of course, going to be keeping him alive, but they do have a dual support to be able to do so.
Yeah, well, it'll be cool to see. I love watching Greymane. He's picked a lot in the EU, and he's a lot of fun to cast. 2 Arc with that last pick, what will it be? Plenty of damages still available. Still plenty of melee assassins on the table as well. Thrall available. Sonya still up. Unfortunately for Trixler, I don't think we're going to be seeing any Artanis picked up today. But it is a possibility. Just, you know, like a 0.01% chance. Vill's Blaze, I'd give it a 2%.
I would love an... Oh.
Nope, we're getting a Thrall.
All right.
Sorrow.
The War Chief is still pretty cool.
I like Thrall on this map over Sonya for a lot of reasons. Mainly, 2 reasons. Sunring is great at contesting boss points, and the poke from Chain Lightning allows you to stall out tributes a lot longer.
Yeah, plus, they've got it adds another good lockdown with Feral Spirit. they have the potential to power slide in, face them on someone back, and then from there grab them with either Hammer of Justice or Feral Spirit. Whatever they grab, then they can use the other one just to make sure they can chain those together and pick up a takedown. Makes it a little scarier for Greymane to try to be in there too, because of the Thrall. So good pickups here. I'm loving the drafts from both sides just because we finally get to cast a Greymane game. We almost got one, but then we didn't get to cast it because Elevate unfortunately had to forfeit. I'm actually going to check in on the bracket and see what's up with that.
Well, currently Resurgence versus OVO is going on.
Okay.
Looking at Jake's stream, it is currently 1-0. And I don't see any other brackets. Let me check friends list real quick.
Yeah, Nesper is in a custom, so he
Nesper,
made it back on,
did
guys.
Make it. He didn't make it. No idea what that score is of Elevate versus THC White. And then, of course, Gale Force Esports. I see Mysticles in a game as well, so they're all playing, but no updates quite yet.
Maybe we'll have some after this game. Don't forget, we have King of Blades Alpha up 1-0 in this. The winner will go on into the winner bracket finals, and that is the first match that will find one of our qualifying teams for regionals. And then the loser of this will drop to face... I think that they go to the opposite sides, so the winner of Team Nom and Gale Force Esports. But it's either the winner of that or THC White versus Team Elevate.
Well, I don't know either, so.
Usually you drop to the other side. We are almost there, guys. Almost ready for game 2.
Almost there. Almost ready for game 2.
Don't forget, guys, there's still plenty of time for you to tweet about these awesome games. Let heroes know what you think and who you think is going to qualify. On top of that, we have Esports Heroes. Make sure you follow that Twitter account, as you're going to get a lot of information, updates on this tournament, but also tweet using the hashtag HGC so that we and they can see what you're saying. We are almost there. Get excited, King of Blades and 2ARC fans. 2ARC needs your support. If you're a fan, they are down in this series.
Cheer them on, or raise your blades for King of Blades.
Blades your dongers?
No, that's blaze your dongers.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Raise your blades for King of Blades. Come on, Gilly.
Like
Catch
your
up with the
side
chat
blades?
fans. Your side blades, your Arthas sword blades, your other people in this game who have sword blades. Okay.
Tyrael? Eldarin might?
Tyrael's sword
Raid Eldarin?
counts too.
Raise Eldarin?
There's other swords probably that I'm just not remembering. Sonya has swords.
Mm-hmm.
She
I
can
don't
raise
remember
her
the names of
blades
those.
for King of Blades. Gilly
Kerrigan's basically all blades. She's Queen of Blades.
Oh!
I don't know if that warranted like the excited singing, but we're almost there, guys. We're on the dreaded loading screen, the bane of our existence.
Almost there. It's always Frozen X 2.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I'm gonna say it, man. Frozen X. You need to feed your hamsters, bro. Get them things working.
Upgrade the potato.
Upgrade complete. Not for him though, because he's still loading. Frozen X. There we
Here we
go.
go!
Guys. Finally, here on the left-hand side of the map, in the blue trunks, up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. It's going to be King of Blades. Frozen X on Vala, Talking Trees on Tassadar, Tomster playing the Greymane, Collusion playing Murden, and rounding out the team is going to be Dark Chimera playing Rhaegar.
And their opponents down in this best of 3. So they need to win the next 2 games to be able to continue on in the winner's bracket. It's 2ARC in red with Sunshine playing ETC, Crowan once again on Thrall, Trader playing Jaina, Tiger JK playing Uther, and finally LZ Gamer will be playing Zagara.
Well, taking a look at these tiles, it's going to be multi-shot build coming out from the Vala. Usually the only situations we see the Hungering Arrow build picked up anymore is versus a Vorpal Blade Zeratul. That's usually the only time we see the Hungering Arrow build is whenever there's, a melee assassin who's going to be isolating themselves to go for the backline, and that allows you to not always the same stuff. As Tiger JK taking a lot of damage, Tomster getting poked down, great poke from LZ Gamer. Really shocking aggression coming out from Kings of Blades this early, but no kills on either end, and they're going to rotate to their lanes.
So Tomster was asking about perfect aim, but still went for the Wolf Heart. being able to have Inner Beast up a lot more often. It helps for both, obviously as a human form as well as Worgen form. It's a really great pickup to be able to have that, especially if you don't necessarily need to have that mana restoration that you get from Perfect Aim, if you're good at being able to control that. But for now, we're going to have Tassadar versus Thrall for the solo lane top, warrior lane in mid, and then the tri-lanes yet again coming out for both team in the bottom.
We'll see how aggressive these teams will be when it comes to contesting the points. Dark Chimera using his totem and putting the Earth Shield on top of it to help clear out that wave. And really good push coming out from this trio so far. Tiger JK looking for a flank though. Does get the stun onto Vala, but he vaults out of the Blizzard. Gonna be just fine. Lots of damage going down on the LZ actually. Good poke coming out from Tomster. And the top lane it's going to be Tassadar versus Thrall, where Tassadar's doing a good job so far of pressuring in Crowin.
It's nice to be able to just like lightly throw down the Psionic Storms. You don't have to worry too much, but there's still Chain Lightning coming out from Crowin too. So it's mostly going to be a stall out lane with the big story in that bottom lane with so many members there. But Greymane already moving around toward the top. Going to start looking at picking up those giants, so they will be pushing during the first phase. Similarly, Trader and LZ Gamer already waiting for theirs as well.
Level 4 about to be picked up. So close to see what talents are going to get. About 40 seconds. Within the 40-second window here, we'll see that tribute spawn. We'll just see where it's going to be at and what players are going to be contesting it. As sometimes you do see people stay in lane and soak a little bit of extra experience, especially whenever it spawns on the opposite side of the map that you're being pushed in by giants. Usually if it's on the side, the opposite side of what you're having to defend against, you see teams stay and clear that out. So this is a good spawn position here for Tuark, as we already see Vala and Dark Chimera rotating up, and Trader is going to be doing some damage with these siege giants. And even if he leaves, which it looks like he's going to do, there's no one here to clean up these siege giants. This is maximum value here for Tuark.
Yeah, which means that King of Blades need to try to pick this up quickly, and Tuark want to try to delay it for as long as possible. Tomster starting to pick it up, but Holy Radiance will stop this. They need to get the zoning into position, and they are doing so now. Trying to pick this up. There goes the power slide into the team. Shields onto Frozen X, but he takes a bunch of damage, as well as Tomster from that Blizzard. Trader from the side is throwing out a bunch of damage with the Cone of Cold too, and several members of King of Blades very low from that fight.
That was a great flank from Trader, doing a lot of damage to that backline, forced to reposition. Take a look at the bottom lane, Gilly. One of the towers is already down, the other one is out of ammo. This just shows you the power of when, just the RNG on this map, how it can influence the game. This is a huge moment for Tuark, and immediately you see Talking Trees go back. He knows they have to deal with it now, or they'll lose that fort, as this could be stalled out for so long. There's so much poke on both of these teams' ends. Jaina still looking for that flank, gonna see Tomster rotating down, and I think this is gonna be a one fight here for Tuark, as Tassadar is in middle, and then of course Tassadar in bottom, Tomster in mid. And yep, Tiger JK gonna secure his team the first tribute of the game, and that front wall, Gilly, completely annihilated.
Perfect job by Tuark, and it really was them as well as the randomness. Like, they threw enough damage, they were able to delay that for a really long time, so they got maximum value. Tomster in a lot of trouble too, takes a bunch of damage from the Blizzard and Holy Radiance as Tiger JK rotates in, picks up the first blood of the game.
Level 7 almost picked up here for both teams. Even experience being very even here, and that shows you the value of not only Talking Trees going bottom, but Greymane rotating mid when they did. They both soaked about a single extra wave of experience, which it didn't completely negate the experience loss, but it helped out quite a bit. So both teams are going to be hitting level 7 at the same time. Taking a look at these talents, Skilly, do you see anything out of the ordinary?
No, we do have the Gilnean cocktail build coming out, even with Wolfheart picked up at level 1 for Greymane. Didn't know if maybe they would go for those stacks of block after Darkflight at level 4, which we see more for the melee assassin type build. But instead, still going to go for more of the poke-centered build, and it makes a lot of sense when you know that you are going to be on Cursed Hollow and need to be poking for a long period of time before you actually get into the big team fight, as that's exactly what happened, right, in the last fight over the Tribute.
Well, they're poking away here at Sunshine. He is kiting back as well as he can. Power Slide comes in. A little bit of damage going down onto him. And that was a really late cleanse coming out from Dark Chimera. That is going to be a dead Muradino Cappuccino. They're going to have to rotate out of here. And that's going to be the second tribute of the game going over to Tuark.
Yeah, that contested point was going to be really tough for King of Blades anyway. And now add to that the fact that they've lost 2, which means they have to contest this next tribute or they're going to be cursed. they're behind in experience. They really need to try to get back up to their heroic abilities because it's very likely that 2ARC is going to have them for the next tribute fight.
Well, slight lead here. We'll have to see what King of Blades wants to do, trying to get themselves caught up. Like you said, this could be a really bad position for King of Blades. If they do end up not having heroics by the time the tribute spawns, they're going to have to eat a really early curse, and that could be devastating.
I like the rotations that we've seen from 2ARC for all of the mercenary camps. You know, before the first tribute, they grabbed Giants. Before the second tribute, they grabbed Bruisers. Before this next tribute, they've grabbed the Giants too. This one's a bit earlier on, but they wanted to make sure that they get healed back up, and all the while making sure that they were soaking all of the lanes while doing so. While, for instance, Muradin mid was not being soaked for just a little bit while they were going up toward that top Giants. But Giants also going to be picked up in the bottom. There is a collapse onto Rhaegar. Will he get taken out? Hammer of Justice goes down into the face mount. Dark Chimera still trying to get away. Both of the supports together really helped ensure that he could do so, but they still don't have heroic abilities, Zoya.
Yeah, and Vala is still sitting top lane as long as she can. I feel like they're just going to eat this curse. As well as just sitting up there, not even trying to rotate down. They do have those heroics now, but it looks like this might just be it. Vala just doing a maximum amount of push in that top lane. Collusion stalling this out with Tomster as well as they can, but that's going to be a curse on to King of Blades. And you know what? I don't know if this is necessarily going to be a bad thing. Of course, King of Blades is going to take some damage here, but as long as they're in damage control mode like they are, they're clearly, with Vala pushing top lane, that curse is not going to get value up there. The big push in the bottom lane, of course, is going to make them lose a fort, but this is not going to be too bad from King of Blades. As long as no one dies and they keep soaking 3 lanes, they're going to come out of this curse, yes, down on structures, but even on experience.
Yeah, it was really great of them to be able to have everybody up alive, and that's really the best case scenario for when you're dealing with the curse. And now they know that the boss is being taken. Will they rotate in and try to stop this? It looks like everyone is, but remember, Vala just now has backed and is trying to start running in to this, and that means that other lanes will get some push out of this too. So 2ARC can get a lot from this. What are you seeing?
LZ almost got hit by that boss root. Amal goes down the back line. Nice mosh pit the zone as well. This goes over the 2ARC very well-sided. Divine Shield used on Sunshine. That's going to be the death of Muradin, and that's going to be a turnaround kill onto Thrall. Sunshine getting low. Tomster trying to secure the kill. The power slide, not enough to save him there. He's going to fall. Good kill on Frozen X onto Trader as well. The chase is happening. Tomster looking for LZ. Gamer Cleanse has been used. Is it going to be enough, though? And yes, it is. He's going to barely get out of there. A 1-for-3 exchange. They did end up losing the boss, and this is going to be a lot of damage to this keep. If this keep goes down, this is a horrible position for them to be, and they need to clean this up right now.
Yeah, this bottom lane has been a constant problem for King of Blades because of the fact that they lost so much to the Giants. And now they lost a bunch to the Giants again with the curse, and now they're going to take significant damage onto the keep, even with Talking Trees using his plasma shield to keep it as alive as possible. Still, it's an open keep, and it's vulnerable. It's already taken some damage, so 2ARC could easily rotate in there, and that bottom boss will be a constant pressure point now for King of Blades. But and because of that, we still see the experience lead, even though 2ARC did lose so many people because of how much structures they got from that curse. But otherwise, the lanes look very good for King of Blades, so they didn't really lose too much from that curse, other than the bottom lane, which is a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, you know, this just shows you that the damage control that King of Blades did have paid off dividends. They're still only down a single fort. They're even on experience with that top fort just about to go down as well. I mean, despite the loss of the boss, the damage he took on the keep, King of Blades is very much still in this, and they hit 13 first just slightly.
Finally been able to catch up. We'll see what 13 talents start to come in, as it will be on the prowl, giving movement speed. That level 13 seems to be the place for Greymane where there's the most amount of talents, differing talents they get picked up there, but still wanting to have the movement speed bonus whenever Inner Beast is active, helping him chase down people, as that has been his role in these fights thus far. Ice Block going to be the pickup for Jaina, trying to get a little bit of safety.
No, Frozen X gets caught, and he is going to end up falling here on the top. Rip, Fala.
That's a great place for them too. They know that the Bruisers were just picked up by King of Blades, which means they can freely push into this top lane and pick up the towers there, just getting whatever experience they can, trying to get back and make sure that they can have that lead going into the next tribute fights.
Well, level 14 picked up here first for 2ARC. rotating down. Collusion is going to end up scouting it. So that's going to prompt his team to go ahead and back out of this bottom push as they don't have Vala. Not ready to fight this just yet. Tributes should be spawning soon, and there's still that boss in the top right that is a contention point. So if either team gets a huge advantage in a fight, winning 5 to 2, 5 to 1, they'll be able to easily take that boss. And that would be a huge boss for King of Blades, as that fort is already so low, it's going to go down very easily to that. And that'll get some keep pressure here. But good zoning so far coming out from Collusion. Dark Chimera wanting to go for the cap, but it just hadn't spawned in time. Forcefall zoning them out here. Can they get in range? Chain Lightning goes out, but doesn't spread. Dark Chimera just barely gets the cap somehow. They're going to try backing out here. Avatar's been popped very early in this fight. He's taking some light damage, looking like they want to try and engage, but it looks like Tuark wants to back out. Is the Force Wall going to be there? Sunshine gets a mosh pit, hits 2 people. Big strafe from Frozen X doing massive damage. Ancestral Healing does not connect somehow with the Murden, and a good turnaround onto Tomster. Ice Block has been used, and a beautiful maul from LZ Gamer. This is huge for Tuark.
And Volley gets taken out immediately from that. Does Talking Trees have prescience? He does use it, but that should be it. The root comes out, and even Tassadar gets taken out. And looking at this composition, and especially with the strafe pickup, it really falls to Muradin to try to stop those mosh pits.
I think that whole fight was determined on that Ancestral Healing. It
Yeah.
looked like it finished. The animation looked like it was just about to finish. That could have been like a millisecond difference between like that healing and that not healing. That was so crazy. I mean, the timing of it was really good from Dark Chimera, just barely able to edge out that kill on the Murd. And I think that would have completely swung the fight around if he was healed up to full. But now a full level lead here for Tuark as they do secure that boss. That'll be the death of that fort in the top lane. You already see that King of Blades is rotating to deal with it. And they're up 2 tributes to 0 right now, so they can afford to defend this boss if a tribute were to spawn, and Tuark were to have advantage getting it, as they will have 16 as well. They're able to give up 1, even 2 tributes to Tuark to try and close this experience gap here. But a nice push decision here from Tuark. This is going to guarantee this top 4 and guarantee some damage onto that top keep as well.
Yeah, I like this push from Tuark since they know that they have the talent tier advantage and can push in with this boss too. Try to get the towers off of this top lane. Are the giants available? They are available too, so they could even use the fact that the boss will be distracting King of Blades, and they're not going to want to get into a team fight until they have 16 to maybe even steal these giants on the way out. But for now, just trying to get as much as they can from the towers, and it looks like not going to feel comfortable in stealing the... no, they are. Okay. I like that.
Well, they do end up taking these giants, and they're going to rotate to that tribute. Still no 16 here, as they've got about a quarter of a level to go, and that's going to be, I think a guaranteed tribute. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and go for this. I like this option to rotate to the boss. I wonder if Tuark, how fast they're going to end up going there. This could be a free boss for King of Blades. They're rotating down now, and the creep, of course, helping them know where exactly King of Blades are. They're going to get here a little bit too late. Talking Trees gets the Force Wall, zones out the ETC, only gets a one-man mosh, but the boss is swinging onto Tassadar. Ring of Frost is there, gets the phase shift off at the last seconds, but Tassadar still going to end up going down here. A great invade so far from Tuark. Trader with the Ice Block, Crone with the cap. Oh, whoa, Collusion gets on at the last second, pops the Avatar. The Maw only hits Vala. Can he get the Ancestral in range though? No, it's not going to matter there. That's going to be a 3-for-0 exchange, and a boss pushing a keep Gilly that has already been exposed and taken damage. And at the same time, in that top lane, those giants are working on top keep. This is a very pivotal moment here for Tuark. With 4 members down, actually, they might be able to go for core here with this boss.
Yeah, I think they might. It's already pretty low. They're going to start working on taking down the minions even, and just deal with the keep themselves, knowing that only Rhaegar is here to help, which means that the Golem will stay nice and healthy as they move in to that core. Only Tassadar and Rhaegar up. 8 seconds until Muradin,
Nice
10
pass.
until we get the big damage dealers. Oh!
Talking Trees revealed the middle tower and got the boss to go there.
Nice.
Really good decision making coming out from him to stall out this boss. And look what it did, Gilly. It
Yep.
forced Tuark to back out. Talking Trees with the game-saving play. That could have very much been game, set, and match for King of Blades. I mean, look how much this boss has done on its own. If all 5 heroes were pushing with this, that definitely would have been a dead course. So nice job from Talking Trees for stalling out the boss. And Dark Chimera might actually sneak in this curse. And yes, that's going to be a curse on Tuark.
Wow, 2Arc was greedy and went for the bruisers, and that is going to at least help King of Blades push back their lanes, which is oh so important now because they have lost a keep, and another keep is vulnerable. And they finally are on the same talent tier. They have level 16, they can contest, but I like what 2Arc's doing. Just they know they've got a bit of time before the lanes really start pushing on their structures, and they have all of their forts up. So they're going to rotate around, paint the battleground as red as possible, use these mercenary camps to help push back the lanes, and make sure that they don't lose them to King of Blades in the process of them pushing.
Well, we do see that the curse, more of a stall curse than anything here for King of Blades, and that's fine. That allows them to get a reset as only 2Arc having that one tribute. This will just allow them to push in their lanes and not have to worry about that constant pressure of their core being exposed here. Another mosh pit goes down, only hitting Tassadar, and they do get him out of there. Nice dodge on Frozen X on the Ring of Frost, and gets a big strafe out of it. That's going to be the death of Thrall and Zagara. Trader in a bad spot, gets a lot of damage on the Tomster, and the Ancestral finally there, able to connect with one of his teammates. Going to keep him alive. A beautiful power slide from Sunshine. But will that be his death? And yes, it will be. A 3-for-0 exchange, and suddenly King of Blades is back in this, and they should be able to secure themselves this keep. And even up the experience, they might even be able to go further than this. With 30 seconds on Thrall, 30 seconds on the Zagara, Jaina would have to hit a monster blizzard, which he's kind of doing right now. The keep is definitely going down. I don't think they can necessarily go core, and yes, they're just going to go ahead and back out of there and get themselves mercenary camps. The boss in the top right does spawn in 27 seconds, so everyone should be alive by then except for ETC. We'll have to see if they're willing to contest it, though. That's a really tough decision to make for King of Blades.
Yeah, King of Blades they're pretty low. They used Ancestral as well as Avatar, so those are going to be down for quite a bit yet. But they still have time to be able to heal back up and run in, and I like that they're leaving Tassadar here. He's got the Oracle, so he can reveal if he thinks the team is starting to go up there once they see them off of the map. And they're going to start to rotate possibly back around, but they also, both teams need to make sure that they are clearing out the lanes because they're both about to get their level 20 Storm talents, and especially for King of Blades, whenever they're out on the battleground for that long, their bottom lane starts to push with those catapults. So I like that they're clearing this out, but Tassadar starting to realize that 2Arc are starting to group around this boss.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be the next big fight point up here. Now, if it's a tough decision for King of Blades to make. They're not going to have 20 tier just yet. They're trying their hardest to get it. That's why Tomster stayed bottom for so long. Jaina's going to go ahead and scout. There's a lot of damage going on the Murder. Can he get out of there? The cleanse was there. There's a big Sundering fall up there. Can he get the Ancestral down in time? Collusion does end up getting Ancestral and a big stray from Frozen X. LZ Gamer and Crone are so low. And with that play right there, this is a devastating moment for 2Arc. Crone gets hit by the frost shots from multi-shot. Tomster going to secure the kill on the Thrall. LZ trying to get out of there. He gets the Divine Shield and a beautiful 3-man Mata trying to turn this around. Sunshine trying to go for the mosh pit there, but do they have the damage to follow up? Trader so far away. He's working his way in, and a beautiful Storm Shield from Talking Trees. Oh man, that might have been just a game-throwing moment there for 2Arc with the ETC deciding to go back in for that mosh pit. It is now a 5 versus 3. They're pushing through mid, and they're going to go for Core Gilly. Was ETC going back in a mistake that cost them the game?
Yeah, we'll have to see as they get some stuns down onto Uther. He does have redemption, so will come back up. LZ Gamer and Trader are still alive, and they can throw out a lot of damage between the two of them. They're going after Frozen X. They get the Numbing Blast and the Root, but Dark Chimera is right on the way too, and we see Frozen X bolt around. The shields are down on the core. Collusion takes a bunch of damage. I don't know. It's going to be really close because the damage dealers are still up. That Blizzard is huge. Takes out 2 members. They might be able to stop this. Tassadar moving around as much as possible. Heals back up with Dimensional Shift, but Tomster is really low and trying to tank this, but Tassadar moves away again, uses Dimensional Shift once again.
Catapults in range. Clear the minions. You can do it. Talking Trees is Tassadar, the legend of this game. The catapults are in range. They need to do 1 more percent. Can they get it? No, they go for the heroes instead. 2% core wipe. Talking Trees, almost the legend that did everything this game. He saved his core from health. He almost secured the core itself. And now 2Arc with 34 seconds on Vala, 30 seconds on Murden. I'm surprised. They should be going straight for core here. They should be running across the map and trying to end the game. And with 20 seconds still on Murden, I think 2Arc's got this, Gilly.
Oh, what a game. Okay, so they're moving back in. They're going to the core, the blue core, and yeah, with nobody up, they've already worked on taking out some of the damage too because of that earlier boss. A great save in what was a horrible situation to be able to bring this back and to get to go to game number 3, Zoya.
Yeah, tying up the series. Great job from 2Arc there. With that hold, it was so close. And, you know, in a situation like that, this is something that I've talked about with my team a lot, that it's really not a situation you should ever be upset with. When the core is that low, all it takes is 1 to 2 decision-making changes in that fight from your team, and you win the game. I'm sure there was plenty of moments in that fight where people weren't getting efficient auto attacks off, where people used spells on heroes instead of the core itself. That is a situation where all it takes is 1 to few tweaks, and that should have been King of Blades Alpha's game. And if you get upset about that, if you let it tilt you, I mean, you shouldn't. It's just a situation where you had the game won. Little tweaks would have changed that. Going into game 3, you should hopefully have a clear head, because it's just small things that caused you to lose that, not like an overall throw or big decision making. So hopefully King of Blades doesn't let that get inside their head and tilt them.
Yeah, it's tough because these teams have been playing for a long time and they've dealt with situations like that. But when it comes down to so much being at stake, like in this tournament, that can be a case where normally they maybe wouldn't get tilted by having a situation like that, but it could happen. But I'm already getting an invite, so we're going to take a short break, guys. When we return, we'll have game number 3, the deciding game between 2Ark and King of Blades Alpha, to see who moves on to the winner bracket finals.
I mean, I've got Skype at 1%, so everything sounds fine to me.
Hi friends, we are back. Sorry for the sound issues. I don't know what's doing it. I turned stuff down every single time and nothing's getting turned up that I can see. So maybe I'll have to restart the computer and stream after this series. So we'll just try to make it through, and I will try not to get excited for the last game, which will
I don't
suck.
know. I was listening to it and it didn't sound that bad. So.
Well, I don't know what to do. Sorry. I'm floored as to what
You're tilted.
I am tilted.
She's
But-
tilted, people.
We have a draft, so we can look at that.
Can I get a link to the draft,
Yes.
please? Oh yeah, we got a draft. Battlefield of Eternity. The series is tied up 1-1 Gillyweed, and there's a false stat ban from 2Arc. What? What?
Why not? We've seen so many false start bans today. I don't know why that. But you know what else there's a ban on? Rhaegar.
Oh no. The Riggedy Regalicious is denied. I'm gonna make that a thing. I just decided.
No.
Riggedy Regalicious.
Probably shouldn't.
We should start like a Facebook group.
Why
We
are you
will be-
looping me into this?
We will be known as the Riggedy Wriggles, and we support the Riggedy Regalicious as the greatest hero, not only in Heroes of the Storm, but if you implement his stats into any game, he will be a god.
I was just wondering if they're going to pick Zag. I would rather do that and be a part of
segue.
that than trying to sell SpaghettiOs to Starbucks.
We don't sell SpaghettiOs to Starbucks. Starbucks sells the SpaghettiOs to their consumers with their coffee. She just doesn't get the idea, people.
It's true. I just don't understand the sweet, sweet taste of tomato sauce plus coffee, and why
It's
that
the
would be
perfect way
such
to
a
wake
great
up in the
idea.
morning.
I'll have to take
Perfect
your
way.
word
You
on
know-
that.
You know how I'm so energetic and happy right now? How I'm in such a tranquil state of mind constantly, never upset, never angry, never tilted. It's because I start every day with a cup of coffee and a bowl of SpaghettiOs.
I thought you didn't drink coffee.
I don't. And I don't eat SpaghettiOs for breakfast either anymore because that was mistakes.
Okay.
Guys, 2Arc with the next two picks. Looks like they're going to be picking up Greymane here on Battlefield, King of Blades, picking up that Tassadar pretty early on. Curious as to, we've been seeing a lot of early task picks coming out today. Just liking the extra vision, the extra safety that he provides. And we've been seeing some really good force walls too as well. So, teams making plays with some Tassadar.
Yeah, it's so nice to have Tassadar versus the bursting down damage that we see from some teams, because the shields really can make the difference between someone getting bursted down and just barely surviving, getting healed back up, and then going in before the burst combos can come back. 2Arc going to grab both ETC and a pretty early Greymane.
Yeah.
Like, we don't
I like
usually
it a
see him
lot.
this early.
I like her. Do you blame 2Arc for wanting to try and deny it? Tomster played out of his mind that game.
Yeah.
Like, his aggression was so tough to deal with. It's such a powerful play style to play. Lunara and Uth are going to be the bans here. A lot of support-focused bans today, really limiting the supports. But supports are in such a healthy position. I mean, with King of Blades be willing to play Malfurion, who's considered probably the second weakest support right now outside of Lili. If they're willing to run him, which seems like a comfort pick almost for them. There's so many good supports right now. So, banning supports only affects teams who don't have a deep support pool, which Kings of Blades they do.
Murden looks to be the next choice. I like that we're seeing so much more like Greymane and Lunara just in general. It makes me really happy about all of the possible damage combinations that we can get from teams and starting to really see their style of play. Murden and Tyrande picked up. So we have the Tassadar Tyrande combination. We have Tyrande to help amplify damage done to Immortals, as well as, if they can catch somebody out. And then we have the Murden Tyrande to try to catch people out in rotations between the lanes as well as around those Immortals. So a lot of pick potential from King of Blades.
Tyrande Murden, Miranda, one of my favorite duos in the entire game. And, even with the change to Avatar, their kit is still synergizes together so very well.
Yeah.
2Arc with their next two picks, they do need that support. We've been seeing a severe lack of Morales today.
Yeah.
Um, there's the Karazim. Okay, I like the Karazim pickup here. Seven side strikes really good versus Muradin.
Yeah. And because they've got, ETC and Grayman will be trying to be up in front too as much as possible. Karzim has the potential to be right up there with them and healing them up. And he even does great damage with the Immortals too.
Yeah, he does insane damage with Immortals. Karazim's just the ability to reposition himself, especially
Yeah.
with how aggressive we've been seeing the Greymanes be, keeping pace with them. That's one of the struggles with a lot of supports is keeping pace with like a hero like that. Torque with their last pick, what's it going to be? It's going to be Vala, another good sieger here. Great poke. And King of Blades, last game with Vala were very impressive. Those strays from money. And so Vala still having the numbers that she's always had. Looks like the last pickup's going to be here, Thrall for King of Blades.
So for poke on the Immortals and like consistent damage for the Immortals, I have to give it to 2-Arc. Did I do this wrong? No, I did this right.
Did
Okay.
you do it wrong? You did not.
Writing them down, sometimes I get the teams messed up. But yeah, 2-Arc between Greymane. The fact that they're going to have Inner Beast from that. Zagara, Vala, they have, and Karazim even, such great consistent damage for the Immortals. So I really think that it'll be up to King of Blades to try to get the picks and take people out and then work on taking theirs down. But
Dylan,
similarly,
you got host of the lobby.
I did. I gave it to Frozen X.
You're still host. Continue your thought.
Okay. That's fine. Just trying to do
Control
sound
the
stuff
tilt.
and then production and
So
for some
I am
reason
good at it because
host
I'm
the
in a
lobby.
constant state of tilt. See, I'm rocking back in my chair. I can handle it. I've practiced every day of my life in a tilt mode. You have to fight through it, and you have to find your center of gravity.
You're like Zen tilt.
I am Zen tilt. I may always be tilted, but
Is that like a state of Zen for you?
That
to
is
be
like
tilted?
it is very similar to the Hulk, where he's always angry. Well, my secret is I'm always tilted, and I thrive off it. And you
That's your
could too,
source
Gilly.
of power. I don't.
Look at me leaning
I don't want to
forward.
be on the dark side. I'm
Look
a
at me
Jedi.
leaning back. Just the balance.
You're in a
Balance of
chair.
the Tilt Master Flex. The
You're-
balance of the Tilt Master Flex.
You're in a chair. You can lean forward and back. You can also lean side to side.
Could lean side to side. Because I am the Tilt Master.
No, because you're in a chair.
Because I'm the Tilt Master. Gillyweed. I'm gonna tell these teams to start. Please, let's
Yes.
get talking about a game. Oh man.
All right. What I was gonna say is, looking at King of Blades, they have the potential to do a lot of good damage to the Immortals because they have Tyrande. I always forget about how much the damage amplification from the few seconds that you have Hunters marked down, how much of a difference that can make.
Yeah, it can help a lot. Mm-hmm. One moment, please, says Crowan. Okay, back to balancing act. Just kidding, it's not an act because it's a state of being.
Tilting leads to anger. Anger leads to hate.
That explains a lot about my personality.
Hatred.
Someone
leads
find a
to
pinball
suffering.
machine because no tilt stops me.
Oh yeah?
I don't know why my
Tilting
eyes.
is
entire-
considered cheating, I believe, in pinball. So
Yeah, but it doesn't stop me because I'm the Tilt Master Flex. Look at my dance moves. I'm doing that while
that
being
sounds like a very expensive piece of exercise equipment.
the Tilt
Tilt
Master,
Master Flex, yeah.
You know what? It would help people out in life. So many times people, they just poorly act in situations or they, fail at their job because suddenly they're tilted and they don't know how to live with it, to thrive off of it. I can do the robot while tilted. How many people can say they can do that, Gilly? No.
I don't.
one.
I think 0 because I don't really think that that's a great robot.
What? You just tilted me again.
You can't even see me doing robot. I forgot you can't see my cam. Well, of course I tilted you. You're always tilted.
That's the point, Gilly.
I see. You thrive off of it.
I thrive off of it.
Tiger AFK strikes again.
Yep. He gets up every 2 seconds to go smoke a cigarette. It's just like the life of Tiger JK.
That is very unhealthy. So this is game 3. Let's look at the bracket and see what's happening there. Something tournament-wise to talk about other than tilting.
Resurgence did end up beating OVO Gaming, so they will be playing the winner of this next game in that winner bracket finals, which I believe will be casted by Jake and Kubi. I am not 100% sure on that. Right now, I know Jake and Kubi are currently in the lower bracket. They are casting Elevate versus THC White, where Elevate is currently up 1-0 and has a 2-level lead in that game, so that could be a 2-0 for Elevate. And as for the other stream, I don't have it open, so I cannot update you on that set.
I'm going to ask as Jake is casting the Elevate game now.
They should be jumping into this next one, though, because their game will be done by the time this one is.
Okay.
Unless they don't want to wait and they keep doing lower brackets. So we'll figure out who's doing what.
Yeah, we're going to try to figure that out for you guys and give you an update as soon as possible. This is 2ARK versus King of Blades Alpha. We are waiting on Tiger AFK. JK, it's Tiger JK. And once we have him back, we will be getting into game number 3. Pretty crazy ending to the last game. 2% core. And they were able, 2ARK were able to save it and bring it back. Oh, we're ready. The loading screen.
Well, we're not ready because Frozen X still has to load in, but we'll get there eventually, guys. Game number 3, get hyped in the chat. Who's going to come out on top? Will King of Blades Alpha make it to the winner bracket finals to face off against Resurgence, or will 2ARK somehow push through and come out on top? We'll find out very, very soon. Game's loading. Battlefield of Eternity. Get hyped. Raise your blades. Something 2ARK. Get silly for the Gilly. Nothing about Zoya or his Boya.
Get excited for the Zoya, the birthday boya. Thanks, Stark, for that one.
I'm following Stark on Twitter.
Guys, don't worry, everyone has loaded, except for one. We're almost there. We will be soon. For Battlefield of Eternity. I really love casting this battleground.
Yeah.
And there we go. In the blue, we will have King of Blades Alpha with Dark Chimera playing Tassadar Collusion on Muradin, Frozen X playing Jaina, that's fitting. Tomster playing Thrall, and finally Talking Trees playing Tyrande. That is a tongue twister.
And on the right-hand side of the map in the red trunks, it's going to be 2ARK. Crowan playing Vala, Traitor on the Gray Bane, Zagara played by LZ Gamer, Tiger JK on the Karazim, and rounding out the team, it's going to be Sunshine playing ETC.
Oh my gosh, Traitor looks so awesome.
Traitor looks so cool. Look at that mount and that skin.
Super style points. That is an interesting talent. We'll talk about that soon as we're going to potentially have an early fight as 2ARK's going to move in, try to help Zagara spread out that creep and get that going. She's going to move into the top lane now. The rest of the team, potentially of King of Blades, looking to catch somebody as sometimes you will see them move out further in and help Zagara push in and get some more creep tumors laid down, but they're playing safer here. They know how much is on the line.
And I believe the talent you're talking about is going to be the level 1 picked up on Greymane, Viciousness. Yeah. And I actually like it a lot for this map. If they're sieging the Immortal uncontested, he can keep it up indefinitely. Inner Beast duration. The way that it works is the duration is increased to 4 seconds, and ability damage refreshes its duration. So in the situation where you're sieging an Immortal, you can keep that up for a long time and do extra.
Yeah, and the nice thing is as long as you have that going and are able to get an auto attack normally, within it will reset that cooldown, which is, or reset the duration, which is 3 seconds, and it will just keep it going for as long as possible. So increasing that to 4, and then also allowing abilities, that means Gilnet and Cocktail, if you're throwing that out for a safe poke too, will enable you to keep that going. So yeah, very cool pickup here from Traitor.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out for these guys. Multi-shot build from Vala, not going to be seeing Hungering Arrow build. The top lane is going to be Thrall versus Zagara. This is a matchup I've watched a lot of. I know KO and Goku specifically have spent lots of time just grinding out that matchup, and we'll just see who can become better. Like, just try and master that 1v1 matchup. And from what I've seen, Thrall, if played right, comes out just slightly ahead versus the Zagara. It's very tough, but if the Thrall plays right, and a lot of damage actually goes down, that's a very dead Karazim. Sunshine with the power slide out of there. Not going to matter, though, as they're 10 seconds without their support, and this should be a lot of free damage onto the Immortal of 2ARK.
King of Blades going to start to come in here, too, and push them, 2ARK, off of their Immortal as they take out ETC once again. These blizzards have been so on point from Frozen X.
Yeah, they have been really, really well done. He is really showing his mastery of this hero here. About a small damage lead so far here for King of Blades, but they're not defending as 5. They're defending as 2 here, and they're going to try and do a combo here. They're collapsing actually pretty hard. Trader is isolated from his team, and that's going to be a very dead Zagara. Love the aggressiveness coming out of King of Blades here. Frozen X actually misses his Frost Spell on the Tiger JK, so he was able to escape there. But that's going to be an early level 4 here for King of Blades with about a half level lead. And let's take a look at those tops. We're actually going to be seeing Arcane Intellect on Jaina going for a more sustained type playstyle so he can siege on these points for a lot longer duration. And this is such interesting decision making for me. We're constantly seeing this split up here from King of Blades, and they end up losing the split push war despite having all these advantages.
Yeah, the poke from 2Ark is so good between Zagara, Vala, and like Karzim and Greymane too. But once again, they're going to get caught out, and a Lunar Flare catches Trader, who should go down here. Collusion trying to pick that up. Might not be able to do so, actually, as we will finally be able to get yet another takedown now. But Collusion is very low, trying to get away. A good shield from Tassadar comes in to help him escape. But LZ Gamer has just been like constantly sieging this down, and because of how much damage King of Blades took, they're gonna have to go back and try to race this, and there's no way they're gonna win this race.
Yeah, despite having a full level lead, they're gonna lose the Immortal Facer. That's gonna go over to 2Ark. Decent sized shield on that Mortal, as these guys do end up rotating around. Love to see what they're going to do with this push. Zagara immediately goes up to the top lane. ETC's up here to potentially get a gank if there's an aggressive rotation. It looks like a decent amount of members from King of Blades are going to be defending this bottom lane. It's an early Immortal, so it won't get too much damage. But it should even up the experience here for 2Ark.
Yeah, I mean, I was really amazed that 2Ark was able to get that, and they still hadn't even picked up level 4 talents yet. Now they gain a lot of damage. They've got Arsenal now, but importantly, they also have Envenomed Spines, which is going to give that increased range to Zagara's basic attacks, and that makes it so that she can be even safer in poking down the Immortals. So we'll have to see King of Blades' strategy adapt a little bit in this Immortal phase, because that just did not play out in their favor. Even though they greatly won the war, they won 4 kills, they still lost that Immortal.
Well, level 6 to level 6 here. Sunshine with the power slide. Collusion taking some light damage. An Ice Blizzard coming out from Frozen X yet again. But it does look like King of Blades is going to have to retreat. Mortal taking that fort down there. Nice structure advantage here for 2Ark going into the mid game. And in the top of the map, we do see that the first mercenary camp of the game is going to be started here by 2Ark. They're going to go ahead and try and contest this siege camp. We'll see if Frozen X does end up scouting it out. LZ Gamer positioning his creep a little bit closer to the front, so they do end up having that vision. Sunshine is going to be zoning out Frozen X as well. They do notice that something is going on up here, but not going to be able to react in time to cap that point, and they do get it uncontested and secure themselves level 7. Oh, but nice Sunshine getting out of there just barely.
I really like when teams go after the siege camps first, because it forces their opponents to react to that and work on that, and meanwhile they can start to get into place to take the bruiser camp. And then you have the bruiser camp pushing during the time that the Immortals are up, and you force your opponents into a situation of, do we go back, do we defend this, or are we going to allow them to have this free push while we are contesting these Immortals. So hopefully we'll see both of the teams start to rotate in and grab those bruisers so that they'll have them pushing in. We already see 2Ark starting to work on that.
Yeah, they're getting it down very, very quickly here. Immortal should be spawning sometime soon, but there is going to be an invade here. Will Collusion get on the point in time? He does scout it out. Does he go for the Dwarf Toss onto it? The Lunar Flare is there. It's a lot of damage onto Vala, and they do end up capping the point, or getting on the point here, but Collusion has the Dwarf Toss out. Sunshine does end up falling there. Dark Chimera is deep on the point, but there's no escape for Tassadar. A 1-for-1 exchange, and the point does end up going over to 2Ark. Nice Lunar Flare coming out from Talking Trees, and they're going to be able to get out of here with this exchange. And then, of course, 2Ark coming out in ahead there because they did end up getting that camp.
Man, Vala got so much damage with multi-shot in that fight. And now they're also, besides the fact of getting those bruisers, going to be able to be healthier and get onto the Immortal faster, as everyone from King of Blades did need to go back and heal up a little bit. And that is quite a bit of damage, nearly already to the halfway point. And we mentioned the poke before from 2Ark. They're going to easily be able to get this to the halfway point. King of Blades need to make something happen. They're going for it. A root goes down onto Sunshine, but will they be able to get the kill they need?
Sunshine getting very, very low. Good slows coming out from Frozen X, but they're starting to kite back here. I mean, in order for King of Blades to end up winning this Immortal phase, they had to force a wipe there. They needed to force a very big win. I don't know if they can end up contesting this very well. They're still even on experience, but it's just such a huge advantage here for 2Ark going for this Immortal, and it's really showing that the siege damage that they have is just so much better. Collusion looking to force a fight here. Tiger JK trying to kite back, trying to put some damage on the Tomster. Winterflight does not connect with anyone. Sunshine with a very deep power slide. I don't think he's going to be able to get out here. He's going to be the first death of this fight. Immortal still getting very, very low. They're going for the chase though. Crone with the multi-shot trying to kite back. Trader gets stunned by that Stormbolt. That's going to be a 2-for-0 exchange. Lunar Flare connects with Tiger JK. Nice raw stun from Talking Trees. But I don't even think it matters, Gilly. They still have 18,000 siege damage to do to the 2,000 on the end of 2Ark, and this Immortal should be going well over to 2Ark here.
Yeah, but Corone does get stunned and needs to try to get away. Tiger JK is going to Radiant Dash back to LZ Gamer, but it's only a matter of time, and we see LZ just consciously going in there, throwing down an Infested Drop, and then leaving when he needs to. Now Sunshine is back up. Still, the Immortal, because they have so many people from King of Blades constantly rotating down here and stopping this pressure. They didn't get very much done with it. They did what they could, at least, to reduce the shields that Belath will come out with, but that's still a very healthy Belath with a lot of shields that will be pushing onto that top fort.
Level 9 to level 9, almost having those heroics here. This is such a big push coming out for King of Blades. And I love the fact that Tomster was soaking bottom just to try and secure his team. That level 10 just so much faster, and there they know they do end up having it. And it's going to be Divine Palm on Kerosene. Nice. I love that pickup against this comp. This is going to be so pivotal in these team fights here. That's going to be a very easy fort going over to 2Ark, and this keep could take some serious damage. This is a really bad position for King of Blades to be in.
Other heroics include Strafe, Mosh Pit, Devouring Maw, and Go for the Throat for Greymane. King of Blades themselves have Water Elementals, Shadow Stalk, Avatar, Force Wall, and Sundering. We'll see if they can get that what they need, as ETC is going to take it out really quickly now, but they take a bunch of damage from that Gilnean Cocktail, have to back up until they can get a little bit of a heal. A Water Elemental helping them to take out LZ Gamer, and a great Force Wall does go out. Divine Palm hits, but doesn't get procced. Nice! They wait it out and take out the Zagara, but they lose Tyrande for this. So far a 3-for-1. Tiger JK now should get taken out. Great Force Wall once again, but does Radiant Dash in and will dodge the Frostbolt just in the nick of time. Meanwhile, though, Belath has been working on this keep and has taken it down significantly in health.
Yeah, I mean, as it's very obvious to look at these team fights and go, okay, King of Blades has the better team fight composition. But guess what, guys? This isn't a arena game. This isn't a see who gets the most takedowns game. This is a game where you have to play the map and play the objectives. And 2Ark, despite losing all these fights, despite being down 10 kills to 2, they have the better map composition for the early game. Once it gets to late game, though, and you start having these deaths like this, the death timer being 40 to 60 seconds in length, that is when King of Blades is going to have their moment to seize this game. If they can survive the early game without losing, they can make it the late game on even footing, they will dominate 2Ark in the late game, but they're already so far behind. They're down both their forts. That top keep is so exposed. King of Blades has to keep their head in this game and try and make it to level 16.
You're doing a great job of clearing out this creep. It's really important. We did have Endless Creep as the pickup instead of Battle Momentum or Rapid Incubation for Zagara, so it does really spread out, and it can be tough to get into a good position in that center area when it's just completely covered in creep. So they're doing their best to try to clear this out while also getting some mercenary camps. They picked up their bruisers pretty early on, so those are going to get cleared up well before the Immortal phase, but they might be able to go for a steal once again on the bruisers there. Even going to use Oracle to help clear out the creep there and check a little bit on that too, but for now both teams need to look toward having their 13 talents so that they are on the same tier when that next Immortal phase happens.
Well, we'll see if they can get that, Gilly. They're trying their hardest as they do rotate to the top. 30 seconds until the Immortal spawns. I would actually like to see King of Blades push down this front wall up top just to try and get a little bit of experience. But they do scout that the camp is taken. They don't have time to get on top of that. And this is going to be a very early level 13 here. King of Blades needs to push this top lane in to get not only the experience, but to clear out these bruiser camps, because that is a guaranteed keep kill if these bruisers make it to the keep. And you do see that they're immediately backing out. They're just so afraid to fight 13 versus 12. And Thrall is still in that bottom lane. It's going to be free siege for 2Ark for now. They're going to start working on that Immortal. 13 still so close. They're trying to kill this bruiser camp in the top. Dark Chimera there is there holding, and so far good hold at the Immortal as well. They still don't have themselves level 13. Tasser is trying to get that as he's just about to clean up this Bruiser camp, and we'll see what they can do from there. Nice stall so far. This Immortal has taken very little damage.
Yeah, that's really important because the positioning and needing to clear out the Bruisers could have made it to where they lost a lot to Arc, but Sunshine takes a bunch of damage there, moves back away. Collusion, though, similarly taking a bunch, but does use Avatar, Shadowstalk too as well. They're going for it. The Divine Palm gets procced this time onto Trader, and he's right back into the action, but Sunshine will be the first one to get taken out in this fight. Tomster still going after Tiger JK, and Greymane will go down.
Frozen X, Jaina tried to get that kill there onto Crow, and Water Elemental chasing so deep. But again, this is what, where the team fighting does come into play. The early game, it mattered less and less, but as we're hitting that level 13 and getting closer to 16, when the death timers are so much longer, with that opportunity where it's 3 versus 5, they're able to get that damage they finally needed. So King of Blades starting to even this up, and what a great spawn for them as well. They should be able to get this fairly low, or be able to completely clear it out. We'll see how low Tuark can get there. As they get it below half, their siege damage from Tuark is quite impressive for 3 members. Look how low, look how close that was, with only 3 of the 5 being there. That just shows you the siege damage that this composition has.
Yep, it's pretty ridiculous, and it means that, in the early game when we saw, they could never, even when there were only 2 people up and King of Blades had won a team fight, they couldn't ever really fully commit to the Immortals, and that was their problem because they were placed in between a rock and a hard place. They were facing either trying to defend it and not having all of their members to be able to take it down. Nice Lunar Flare comes out. But now they're able to finally get an Immortal of their own. Alarian going to start pushing in toward this bottom fort and take out this well. Will they be able to get the fort off of it? Looks like they should be able to. He's still pretty healthy, and they can work on taking that out. They're looking if they can get a couple of chain stuns onto someone to take them out, and that means that Tuark has to play far back. As you can see, the Feral Spirit went out, and Collusion was ready to jump on that if it had hit.
Nice push coming out for King of Blades. Don't know if they'll be able to get much more out of this, and it secures them a full level lead. They should be able to get this front wall down. I don't see the keep going in their favor, though. Tiger JK looking to be a little bit aggressive. Nice double stun coming out from Muradin. He does end up having the backup. Lunar Flare did not end up connecting. Tiger JK is fearless, man, just going in for this aggression. They're trying to force a fight before it is 16 versus 14, but I don't think they're going to be able to.
Collusion looking to go back in. There is a great sundering from the side from Tomster right into taking out LZ Gamer. The Devouring Maw went down on him, but it was not in time. It was a Death Maw as Collusion going after Trader now too will be able to help them pick up yet another takedown on him. And now they're after Sunshine. A root goes down. He's going to try to power slide through the team, try to juke them as much as possible, but walks right through a Blizzard and yet another kill. And now they had problems getting the keep before as the Immortal was low, but now they should have no problem with it with 3 members down.
Yeah, this keep definitely going to go down here. Don't think they can go for core. It's a bit too early. Death timers are still a bit low. If they get one more kill, they might be able to, and they get Crowan in an awkward spot, but he does find a way to vault out of there. And yeah, if Crowan died, they maybe could have sieged core, but everyone's way too. Even if Crowan died, I don't know if they would have been able to. 16 to 14 here. We'll take a look at these tiles. It's going to be True Shot or on the Tyrande. Going to be seeing Numbing Blast picked up on the Jaina.
That'll really help with helping. Already, once Thrall found a target, we saw the power in that fight of the Sundering hitting Wind Fury and then going in with a root. He can pretty much single-handedly chain stun someone down to death, which is just nuts. But then add on to that now Numbing Blast, where they just can't get away, and especially once cooldowns start getting popped, like the Water Elemental, as well as the fact that they have the True Shot or it can do a bunch of damage. It gets really hard to try to disengage. Once again, we're going to have King of Blades pick up their Bruiser camp. Both sides going to grab it, and so they'll be pushing on either side as these Immortals spawn.
I'm taking a look here at the positioning from these two teams, and we're just starting to see the late game, of team fighting take over here for King of Blades as they are securing themselves. A lot of damage onto this Immortal. They just have the better brawling composition. I don't know what Tuark needs to do to change it. I mean, they really need to set up a team fight with a monstrous maw or a monstrous mosh pit, and they're just not getting these games. They keep using them defensively. They need to force the fight with those if they want a chance to win versus them. That's a lot of damage going on the Sunshine as he takes 2 stuns to the face. He's already at half HP. Tiger taking having a little bit of trouble keeping them topped off here as he's looking to reposition himself. The Immortal just about to fall. And this is a full health and shield Immortal for King of Blades. If this goes uncontested, this is going to be huge. Sundering comes in, they're doing a lot of damage to Trader, and he falls almost immediately. Mosh Pit in the backline catches only Thrall. Tiger JK trying to keep him alive. The Divine Palm doesn't end up connecting, but the Maw only catches one person in it. Collusion does end up popping out of it. Nice double power slide onto Sunshine. Talking Trees is going to fall. They're looking for Crow, and the Stormbolt doesn't end up missing. Tiger JK is going to go down as well. A 3-for-1 exchange in favor of King of Blades, and this is just so devastating for Tuark. This is a full shielded Immortal, Gilly.
And they start to take it out. They're going to go back and heal up so that they can get as big of a push with that full shielded Immortal as possible. Now, because they always push the lane with the most structures, it still will be pushing top. So it's going to go through fort. That's a lot of time that Tuark have to be able to get people back up and to get some damage on it now, as we're just now seeing King of Blades start to rotate up, get the minions pushing with it too. But still, it's pretty late into the game, and this means that they have to be careful. They have to watch out for those big like Sunders. There's still a few seconds left until that, but they have to wait until they have everyone back up too, and we'll see if this can be the game-winning Immortal or if we're going to be going into another phase.
We're already seeing the good siege here from Tuark come into effect here as the Immortal's already very low in shields. This might not actually be game. This could be the potential last keep here, but the siege damage really showing. But with this, if this keep falls, that'll secure level 20, I believe, for King of Blades. It's going to be such a tough way to come back at this point. Front wall's getting sieged. The Immortal's getting poked down so quickly here. It's already lost all of its shields. It's going to be moving into the keep, though, and all the heroics are up here for King of Blades. They're going to be looking to force this fight. Gilly, halfway to level 20. They want those Storm Talents bad. There goes the stuns on the Sunshine. He's already at half HP. Tiger JK trying to keep him top up, and the keep's going to fall. About a quarter experience needed until King of Blades gets 20. They're going to be looking to force the fight. Then Tiger JK trying to reposition himself. This last tower going down should secure them level 20, and there are those Storm Talents, Gilly. The Immortal's still about a quarter HP. It's moving into core. Shadowstalk has been popped, keeping everyone alive. And are they going for the fight? The Sundering goes out. Everyone's very split. The ETC immediately goes down. LZ Gamer Kite in the back. He is going to fall as well. Tiger JK trying to duke it out with Frozen X, but I think that's going to be it, Gilly, as Crowan with the strafe not going to be enough to hold this. They might actually be able to clean... no, they can't clean this up. That's going to be GJ with Catapults pushing from bottom and top. There we go. We have our winner. Moving on to play Resurgence, and the winner's final is going to be King of Blades Alpha.
I really have to compliment King of Blades in their patience in that last fight. They knew that they were up against a team with very good siege damage, but they waited until the keep was down. They waited until they were out in the open, pushing in toward the core, when they could really get the best use of Sundering. And the minute they hit 20 and they had that, they went for the fight, and they were able to get just enough takedowns to be able to win that. So that means that King of Blades Alpha will move on. Tuark will drop down into the lower bracket, and they will be facing either OVO Gaming or Team Nom down there. Tuark will move on, or sorry, King of Blades Alpha will move on, however, to face Resurgence, and the winner of that will qualify for regionals.
Well, guys, let's do a quick bracket update, as, again, Resurgence is going to be playing Kings of Blade Alpha. That's going to be cast over on Jake's stream, twitch.tv/SawJakeGG. We will be going down to the loser bracket for our last set of the day. It's going to be OVO Gaming against Tuark.
Okay.
No, OVO versus Elevate. Yes, OVO versus Elevate. No, the winner of OVO, or Elevate versus THC White versus OVO Gaming. That will be, I don't know why I said Tuark. And then, of course, the other set will be on Team Nom versus, I don't know who they're going to play.
Team Nom would play
Tuark.
Tuark, yeah.
So Team Nom will play Tuark. That's going to be on Shane Gucher's stream. And those will be the last games for our stream and Shane's stream. Jake will be taking over the rest of the games for the night. So we got one last set coming up. OVO versus the winner of that set. What are you thinking about looking at this lower bracket, you know, seeing OVO, Elevate, and THG White? I mean, who do you think is going to come out on top between those three?
I mean, I'm hoping that Nesper's computer is doing well, doing better. But the one game we saw, Elevate versus Tuark, they did really well on Cursed Hollow. I think for Elevate, a lot of it comes down to comfort picks. They have Hakfu. They want to get the Zagara. They prioritize having her early on. We talked about Nightmare with Kael'thas, although he could play other heroes too. But they have even Nesper, who's great with those melee assassins like Thrall. I think a lot of it's going to come down to if they can get their comfort picks or if they get denied enough. As far as THCY, I don't know too much about them. Do you know anything about them?
Nope.
Okay. And then, I don't know
anything about them.
Do we know who won in that set? THC versus Elevate?
No, it's still going on, I believe.
Okay.
Well, guys, we'll go a quick break. When we get back, we'll see who they're going to be playing for our last set of the day. Stay tuned.